Hey everyone, Boozer here. Welcome back to another video. Thanks for joining me. Today's video, I want to quickly go over a new champion that I actually built out on my alt account. It was a recent fusion, and she's going to be the best nuker on my account, actually. So my account is about 2.5 years old, and yeah, she would be an upgrade to what I'm currently using. So I ended up building her out. And we're gonna put her to some use today. Give you guys a quick little show, but it's gonna be Supreme Elhain. So Supreme Elhain, I love Elhain because she was actually my starter champion, so I'm actually more than happy to build her out and basically like reincarnate my original Elhain, which was my main nuker for a long time on this account. This account really struggled to pick up any usable good roster champions, so I was stuck with Elhain for a long time. So now we get the supreme version of her reincarnated back. So we built her out and we're gonna put her back in the roster, and she's gonna be my main squeeze basically. So let's go over her kit real quick. She was a couple weeks ago, maybe like 2 months ago. It takes me a while to build champions sometimes because I do build them in unless it's something like super critical or is a game-changing legendary. I take my time with it, and I find efficient blocks of time to build champions. So for example, CVC or training events, I don't just build them instantly unless they're like game-changing, obviously. So Supreme Elhain, she's a void legendary. She was a fusion during the 4th anniversary events. Got this jacked up bow. She got some new body armor. She's basically glowing blue eyes now, so something happened to her, but she looks pretty badass. Base stats, low HP, super low HP. For some reason she has defense, which is interesting, similar to like Rodus's base stats, but obviously doesn't have Rodus's survivability. Decent base speed, and then boosted crit damage. A1 attacks twice. It's a double hit with the transfer ability, so it's kind of nice when you're debuffed somehow, and then you can, like for example, decrease defense. You send the decreased defense back, and then you can hit again with the second hit. I believe it's a 4x total multiplier, which is actually pretty strong when you consider that Candrafon hits for a 6x, and he's one of the strongest hardest hitting A1s, and his is conditional on the second hit. So this is a 4x guarantee multiplier, so it's actually quite a decent hit. Plus 20% from books, which is pretty standard. Her AoE, let none live, very cool. It's a little lightning storm type graphical effect. We'll take a look at that. Attacks all enemies, damage increases for 10% for each debuff on each target. So the issue with this one is that it's also a 4x, so it's similar to like it has a decent multiplier. 4x is about standard for most AoE nukes. This damage increase can, if you got 10 debuffs, you can double the multiplier basically. So for example, Trunda's multiplier is like a 6x, and she's like one of the hardest hitting nukers around, right? So she's not Trunda level, but if she gets all the debuffs stacked up, she can be at that level. The problem is in arena, debuffs are not going to stack up very often because of sheep. People just don't use debuffs anymore. So when Plarium released Supreme Elhain, they said, oh, she's going to be a meta buster, but obviously relying on debuffs to get maximum damage is a big problem, right? That's not going to be meta, especially when sheep is in its current form. So sheep going to ruin this damage buff. So for high-end arena, her damage is going to be definitely not as strong as it could be because she won't be taking advantage of this this extra multiplier from the debuffs. So if you kill somebody, it resets her A3, which is her big hit ability, plus 20% damage from books, which is also pretty standard. Her big A3 crack shot, hit one enemy, ignore ally protection, strengthen shield. And it's a 6x multiplier, which is actually a good hit. It's a good hit. But you know, the ignore damages, like you really need to ignore Stone Skin or Shield. So there's basically like two levels of meta damage dealing champions. So you have like super strong like survivability nukers that are super like tanky nukers that can hit really hard, for example like Rotos or Harima. Or you have super nukers that can basically go through something like Stone Skin or go through shields completely, for example Baron or Georgian. So those are like the two ends of the meta nukers right now. So either super damage or no survivability, or lots of survivability and still good damage. So for example, Elhain here, she doesn't do enough damage because she can't ignore Stone Skin or Shield, and she's not very tanky. So it's kind of, you know, not quite there, but it still hits pretty good. Passive. Her passive is kind of nice. She can't be decreased attacked, so that means she will never lose damage. Similar to like Stultus, where Stultus can never be decreased defensed. So he never loses his damage. So he's like full damage. So Supreme Elhain is basically full damage all the time. And she inflicts 20% more damage against targets whose attack is lower than her. If she's built as a nuker in arena, if she has attack up, she's probably going to have more attack than the other team members. In PvE, I believe some wave mobs might have more attack than her, and I believe some bosses might have more attack than her. So in PvE, it's not guaranteed that this passive will be in effect. I'm not totally sure, but the number scaling, I believe the waves might have more total attack than Elhain. But in arena, she should have this up all the time. This passive is similar to like Ragash. Ragash gets a 20% bonus if he has more defense, I believe. So it's a similar type of passive as Ragash. Aura, attack all battles, 30%, very solid. So yeah, that's Supreme Elhain. She's actually a pretty good damage dealer. She doesn't do anything else. She just deals damage. And yeah, I'll give you guys a quick look at the Elhain that I put together for my account. I guess I can show you guys my account real quick. So this is my, I run 2 free-to-play accounts. Both my accounts are free-to-play, if you guys didn't know. And this one is my original one. It's less, it has less good meta champions, so I don't use it as often anymore, but it's still obviously set up to perform well. So this is actually my main nuker, Foley. Foley is my main nuker. He has my best nuking gear, 6.9 attack, 184, and then these damage stats. So the problem with Foley is that his base attack is not as high, his base multipliers are not as high, but he has the block revive. So to me, Supreme Elhain would hit harder, but she doesn't have the block revive. So this is my Elhain. She doesn't have a she's missing a cruel set, so she's already losing a little bit of damage. She's about 700 attack less, a little bit more crit damage. So she's, in terms of like total stats, it's less than Foley. But in terms of like damage dealing ability, she has slightly higher base attack, and she has a passive that boosts her attack, and her multipliers are higher. So it's probably going to be a close matchup in terms of a fair gear comparison, I guess. So yeah, we can take Elhain for a quick little spin. Here's my Elhain again. I'll show you guys. So that's my Elhain. She's not in my best gear. Foley has my best nuking damage gear. So 188 speed, 100 crit rate, of course, and then 274 crit damage. No accuracy needed, and then give her as much attack as you can. No empowerment, no blessings, barely any faction guardians. Masteries, not even fully mastered. Down to Helm Smasher here. So we got I skipped this one because she ignores shields anyways on her A3, so I skipped that one. And then if you guys were to complete the masteries, you guys probably go Retribution, Deterrence. But I skipped those last two because I just didn't get the scrolls for them. And then these are pretty basic. You could skip this one, take Ruthless Ambush for the 8% more single hit. But I think her value is going to come from the multi-hits that she does. Psycho Violence to get extra chance of getting your big skills back. You could have taken Opportunist, but again, debuffs in this meta just not happening very often, so I chose not to take that. And yeah, so that's my build. He's probably near in my best gear in this account, I guess. Not best nuking gear, but she's in pretty good gear. We'll take her first spin in the arena. Okay. Let's try this one. Jump in here. Yeah, I was testing her out a little bit. Let's give her some. Let's make her look nice, shall we? There you go. Let's see what happens here. Okay, sleep. Oh, I didn't even need the decreased defense. Whoa, she just popped. She popped that ultimate death knight like instantly. He wasn't in stone skin, but he got freaking popped. Okay, sorry, my Cirrus is not tuned, so that's a bit of a problem. Okay, well, let's try this. Let's try no Cirrus and just run. I guess Foley is gonna wake. Actually, that's not gonna work. Try this one. We're going up against Candrafon here, so let's try this one. We can't use Madame. Can't use Madame. Here, let's no, we can't do that either. Okay, let's use this team. I don't have my debuffers set up properly, so ideally you speed tune your nukers to your debuffers, but because I haven't been using my debuffers in a long time, they're in like really old builds, and I want to use Supreme Elhain in live arena, so I made her a little bit faster. So let's use cardio just for some extra protection, I guess, and let's run this. Nice. Nice. That's some good damage. That's some good damage. Okay. Let's try. Okay, let's try this one. This one's gonna be tough because the Vogoth will soak up damage. So let's try this one. Let's go 1x speed, boost, sleep. Not everyone slept. Okay, let's see what happens here. Wow! Wow! That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good hit. No decreased defense. She was awake, so then she didn't have. Yeah, she had no debuffs on. Wow. Wow. Elhain. Elhain. I am actually a little bit impressed. Didn't expect that. Okay, let's try again. Sleep. Sleep does count as a debuff, so it's a little bit extra damage here. 110, and then the AoE. 142. Those are some good numbers, and she's void. That's the best thing. She's void. Those are some decent numbers here. Let's see about this one. See if we can pop. Too bad she doesn't ignore block damage. Okay, everyone's sleeping. 3 are awake. Pop 130. AoE. I think if you were manualing this, you would A3 the Duchess, the most tanky champion here, and then use the AoE to finish off the rest of the team. Let's try this one. This is kind of fun, actually. Okay, let's try again. I like it. Her animations are quick, so this really helps when you're farming Grey Hall. I'm definitely a user in like tag team offense, and nice. Yeah, definitely want to use her for tag team offense and maybe even live arena. She's, you know, if I'm going to play live arena on this account, she would be one of my nuker choices most likely, because I actually don't use Foley. I don't use Foley because generally blue is not super good against all the force. That's force defense champions. But she's void, so that really helps. I don't use Foley because his base stats are kind of low. But Foley's actually okay because he has a block revive. Let's try against this one. This one's actually probably might be difficult because of the Harima passive. But she suffers the same kind of thing where she has low base stats, low survivability. So I'll have to think about that, but I do think I might actually use her. 100k with the damage reduction. Yeah, I mean, her A3 definitely pumps. Okay, maybe if she was like super fast. Maybe if I made her like super fast. Nice. Even with the Harima passive, she was still doing some pretty good damage. Without defense down, right? So, alright. Alright, we're back. Another spot where I thought that she might work was actually Nightmare as a campaign farmer. So if you guys don't have a Nightmare campaign farmer, obviously you can maybe use her. I think she actually does pretty good, so let's see what she can do right here. I think she can do this. Okay, good. I think the first wave is the hardest one. Nice. That's the big hit. 11 seconds. Holy cow. Holy cow. That's really good. Wow, 11 seconds. It looked really easy for her too. Holy cow. Okay, let's try again so it's not a fluke. Oh, the debuff transfer. Oh, nice. No, what is this? This is nonsense. No, don't waste my time. No, was it a fluke? 18 seconds. Okay, so that's like not as good. Not as good. So 11 and 18 seconds. That's, I mean, I'm really impressed at that 11. Let's see if we can string together another low one. Maybe it was a one-time fluke. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, as long as she gets the double attack, then it's all good. 9 seconds. Whoa. 9 seconds. Wow. Okay. Nice. I mean, that's really good. I don't actually have a campaign farmer for this account because I don't really sorry, Nightmare campaign farmer. So I don't really farm campaign Nightmare at all. But she did that relatively easily without any risk of death. So I'm really impressed. I mean, 9 seconds here. That's really, really strong. On my main account, my ethos in my arena gear can farm it consistently about 6 seconds, 6 to 7 seconds. So 9 seconds for Elhain is actually really, really impressive. It's mostly from the extra turn and then the reset mechanics, because she only has one AOE, right? But the extra turns and the reset mechanic definitely helps her cycle back. So it's really, really nice to see. She's in good gear, of course. So it's not going to be for everybody, but it's a nice little option. Nice little option to have. So this is my Supreme Elhain again. Yeah, just go over the stats again if you guys are interested. I'll probably make her a bit faster for live arena if I wanted to focus there. But yeah, there she is. She's actually kind of impressive. I mean, I knew she was going to be pretty good, but was impressed actually with some of the stuff in this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did the fusion, it was a harder fusion, a traditional fusion. So if you guys did the fusion, hopefully you guys got some use out of her. Or if she's in your vault, maybe you guys can take her out and maybe you guys can put her to the test against your roster. You guys might have something better. But as a pure damage dealer, she's actually pretty good. And actually, even for me, she's going to be my main nuker, right? Besides Foley. And Foley's might be even such a situational nuker with his block revive. But as of right now, Elhain's my hardest hitting champion on this roster. Like 2.5 years old, right? But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.